Hey there, hello everybody, it's Dr. Steve back with another episode of Core Wellness TV, and today I'm going to give you a brand new self-test to help you decipher whether you've lost control of your true core. Meaning, do you have the same connection you used to have as you were a developing infant? Now, this is important because if you don't have this, you're going to move inefficiently and you're going to damage your joints in the process, which will end up with pain, tissue damage, and eventual inability to do the things that you love. Here we go. First thing you have to be able to do, all right, is can you lay on your back and connect your ribs to the ground? This is number one. If you can do that, if you can make your back support zone touch the ground, the back support zone is the connection of your thoracic spine and your lumbar spine. It's right at the base of your ribs. If you go to the bottom of your ribs and slide over, right in that zone is your back support zone. Okay? So that's your back support zone. Can you connect it? Okay? If you can't even bring up the neurological coordination to do that, it's a fail. All right? Next, if you do that and you have to tuck your tail under to do so, that's a fail. You should be able to connect just by creating pressure into your core, right? You see my fingers? Pressure. You're creating intra-abdominal pressure, and that's what makes the connection, okay? And your breath helps make that connection. So if you're having trouble, try breathing into that center, and that will help connect it. But if you tuck your tail, that's a fail, okay? The other fail, okay, if you try to do it and your shoulders go up or your neck pokes, okay? We want to be able to do this and lengthen at the same time. That's really what this should be doing. When you increase intra-abdominal pressure, your spine and your whole body should feel the sense of length, okay? It's releasing into length. So if you're doing it and you're compressing, that's opposite of what we want to have happen, okay? So those are the things. No tucking, no jutting, shoulders don't come off the ground, right? Next, if you can do that and you've got that connection, now what we're going to do is we're going to attempt to lift the feet off the ground, and we're going to feel for a shift. If we shift weight to our pelvis like this, that's a fail, okay? Now that was over-exaggerated, but maybe not for some. So, and the other thing is you want to do that very, very slowly. If you do it real quick, sometimes you can kind of push off and get momentum on your side and make it happen. But if you go very, very slowly and you pay attention to that magic moment when you lose support from your feet, now I'm starting to shake, lose support from your feet and lift up without feeling your support dump down to your pelvis, then that's a pass. But if you feel the weight shift, like here's a for instance, if we put a scale underneath the bony points that are your support points on your pelvis here, okay? Make sure my microphone is okay. When we do that, if we put a scale under there and we lift our legs up, and if that scale increases, like more weight is going onto your pelvis, then that's a fail. Even if it's 1 pound, you should be able to control that motion, okay? And again, it's the very moment that you start the process of unweighting your feet from the ground is where you want to pay attention to what happens to your pelvis, because once you're up here, it's already over with. It's the magic moment of going from one support zone to another support zone. You know, releasing one support and depending on other supports to hold you. That magic moment is the moment of a pass or a fail, okay? Now, what if you just have no idea how to do this and you can't even get connected? What we want to do is we want to show you how you can begin to get that wiring back into your brain. And I'll talk to you in a moment about why it's important. You can use a variety of things. I thought a pair of shoes would work. You can take a small towel and roll it up, or a small blanket and roll it up, just to make a small little tube. Or just take your shoes and kind of tuck them in at that back support zone level. So I'm just going to roll over right at the base of your ribs, roll one in there, and roll one in there. So now you're kind of being pushed up by your shoes. And all I want you to do is just find whatever your training wheels are. I call these training wheels for your core. Training wheels. Compress and hold. And can you breathe while you're there? And that's your training wheels for your core. If you don't have this ability, you can't imagine, your brain can't do rotational movements effectively. It can't transmit force effectively. You can't breathe. You won't be able to breathe properly. Ideally, whenever these ribs come down and you get this center, it creates what it does actually, and this is why it's important for everyone to really grasp this concept. What it does is it kind of resets your central nervous system. Your central nervous system remembers. All of a sudden, you haven't done that for years maybe, right? That's why it might be difficult for so many people to make that connection and have that strong. But you watch a baby who's 5 months old and try to do what they do for 10 minutes. You'll be exhausted, right? Because we used to have that. That used to be our central nervous system pattern of constantly growing and pushing away and trying to renew and get up and defy gravity, right? Because these are all anti-gravity. This is your anti-gravity system. If this system isn't on, then gravity can get you and break you down. But when this system is on, you have the power. You can recycle gravity and use it for energy and spring and keep doing the things that you love to do no matter what they are. The things that give you passion and joy in your life, because that's what this whole thing is about, right? Being able to do the things that you love. And without a strong center and a strong sense of confidence in your body, you start to lose that ability. Okay, you know what I mean? Somewhere along the line, you've lost the ability to do this or this that you used to love to do. Okay? If you don't have this, you've got no chance of getting back to it. Okay? The other thing is, whenever you get this reboot to your central nervous system, whenever you get this reboot into your system and your brain feels that youthful vitality again, it brings on a sense of peace. Right? When you're out of balance and you don't have yourself centrated in that original perfect posture position, so your ribs fly out and your shoulders are forward, that's sending a buzz into your central nervous system, which causes a stress signal from your adrenal glands, which sends the message of what? Breakdown, repair, or breakdown. Things are red alert. Things are, quick. Tear down the muscle, turn it into fat. Give me fuel source, quick. Crave carbs. Send on the craving signals, break down the bone, stop detoxifying, stop everything, stop all the growth and renewal processes and make bullets for the war. But whenever we bring that's why that core breathing is such a powerful healing process. Whenever you breathe and pay attention to the breath in your center and you have yourself centered, like getting this deep core stability system on, it is a reset for peace. And peace is the only way your body can heal. It cannot heal when it's in stress and protection mode. Okay? So, it's laying a lot on you for one little self-test, but it's very, very important. Try this. If it's hard for you, try the modified version where you do the training wheels, okay? And if you're watching this on YouTube and you don't have the free series that I put out from the blog at gettoyourcore.com, make sure you go there, put your name and email address in there, and you'll get the self-test. I'll be formally putting this one into that system, but today I just kind of did it as an episode, so that will eventually show up there, so you may hear more about that. But you get three other self-tests in there, and along with 6 or 7 exercises that help you develop and reverse the crossed posture syndrome of unhealthy aging. Okay, and thank you guys for listening. Even if you never do anything, purchase anything from me, I hope you get benefit from what I have to offer. Thank you so very much, and have an awesome weekend. Bye-bye.